talked about this last year, but Leno's law is back. They revised it. It's a new law put before legislators, and they made some updates to it. Right. One of the big changes is you no longer need to be a collector. The way the bill was worded originally, you had to be a collector, and it's kind of vague on what that means. You had to prove that you collect vehicles, which isn't, it's fine for someone like Jay Leno, but it's not fine for your average Joe. So the previous version of this bill, SB 712, died in committee last year, never even got voted on, but now there's bipartisan support for a new version of this bill called SB 1392. It's still going by Leno's law. He still backs it, being a huge gearhead. This is meant to make it easier for classic car owners to obtain exemptions to the pretty strict smog and emissions testing that goes on in California. Right now, you're only exempt from that testing if your vehicle is a 1975 or older, which is fewer and fewer vehicles as time goes on, because now we're, 50 years removed from that.
Yeah. If you have a 1976 vehicle, that means you have to somehow make that pass modern testing standards.
Luckily, there weren't very many good cars in 1976.
Yeah. So this bill wants to change it back. It used to be a 25-year rolling, so every new year, a new year of vehicles are then exempt. Now it's going to be 35 years, but at least it's rolling now.
That would be 1991.
I think so.
That's the year someone I know was born.
35 years this year?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not ringing a bell.
No.
Yeah, not only are the emissions difficult to pass for older vehicles, but it's getting harder to find specialized testing equipment to test some of those older vehicles. Like there's modern testing equipment for modern vehicles, but to test a car that's 50 years old, sometimes facilities can't even do it.
Doesn't have an ECU.
This is the exact wording change. So California defines the vehicles as being, quote, used primarily in shows, parades, charitable functions, and historical exhibitions for display, maintenance, preservation, and not used as the owner's primary mode of transportation.
That part is insane.
It is a pain, but at least you can register your car.
What if I want to drive my 1990 pickup truck?
You're in a one-car parade.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this.
You're the only one that showed up at your car show at
Sorry,
work.
I don't have any friends. What are you going to sue me?
Everyone no showed. It's just
came
me.
to my birthday party.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to enforce that.
It's a quagmire because I have two notes on this. One, when the law was struck down initially, there was a specific assembly person who struck it down. And I looked this guy up, and dork. Looks like just such a dork. Like, oh my God. Like, this is why you're like this, And so on that part, I get it. This is annoying. You just have dorks that are making these decisions that just hate fun. They're just the fun police, whatever. Okay, get it. However, the steelman argument for this is you don't want them to become like Maryland. So Maryland, where I currently live, has one of the most strict vehicle inspections in the country. Like, it is extremely strict. Every single tiny thing has to be fixed on your vehicle. I had a 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe that was in good working order, no lights on the dash. Like, we treat our vehicles well, but it has little tiny things or whatever, little pieces of trim are loose and stuff like that. And I think it was like $4,500 to get it to pass inspection, because it basically had to be returned to factory new to get it to pass inspection. Now, the nice part is you only have to do it once.
When you register the vehicle.
When you register the vehicle, you're done. You still have to do like emissions and stuff like that, but you've passed the Maryland state inspection, which has its own issues, because then like someone owns a car for 10 years, who's to say it would pass inspection again?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just rust into nothing, and it doesn't make the roads any safer.
The historic vehicle plate in Maryland is, I believe, a rolling 25 years with like essentially no strings attached. Like, it says that it can't be your primary vehicle, but there's no rule that you have to have any other vehicles registered in your name. There's no like mileage limitation, or the mileage limitation isn't enforced. What people do, like me, is I drove a 1994 Volvo 940 wagon, and I was never going to pay to get that restored basically to new to get it to pass inspection. I just got a historic vehicle plate, and then I put like a $10 little USMC, plate cover on it, because they almost want you to do it, because the historic vehicle plate is identical to the Maryland vehicle plate. Just at the bottom in like small text, it says historic. And so I just put a little plate cover on it, and done deal. So
nice.
Pretty much everybody in Maryland who owns a car older than 1999
has a historic vehicle plate.
2001 has a historic vehicle plate, and it doesn't even look any different than the regular plate. They just get a historic vehicle plate and stick a plate cover on it like I did, and forget about it. And they don't have to do emissions, they don't have to do inspection, they don't have to do anything. They just register it. Easy.
Nice.
So Is that good for the environment? Is that meeting the spirit of the law? Is that actually accomplishing anything? Not really. And this is what this state legislature is trying to avoid. They don't want to be like Maryland. They want to have an actual rule that's going to have some teeth and be enforceable, which is like, fine, more power to you, nerds. But like, that's my point is that's what they're trying to avoid.
They're trying to avoid all the loopholes that are going to come inevitably. Yeah.
That young, enterprising individuals like myself will take advantage of.
Which the more legislation you introduce, counterintuitively, the more loopholes you're making, things you're not considering that are going to happen. Or you're like Arizona, where you just don't care.